welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We're continuing with the Thanksgiving theme. On Tuesday, I will post an episode with my favorite Thanksgiving wine. So it's my personal choices, where it's all very subjective. Whatever you like, you like. Remember that. But one of the big choices for Thanksgiving is Zinfandel. Zinfandel works with Thanksgiving, big juicy wine, good acidity. The tannins are there, but not overwhelming, can't outdo the meal. And a lot of people like Zinfandel. I've used it a few times during Thanksgiving. I really like Zin. I always say the reason I know I like it is because you can never find one in the cellar. You just can't. Because whenever I feel like treating myself, I pull out the one or two Zinfandels that are left in the cellar. I like this wine a lot. We're going to get started right away. We have 4 Zinfandels here to review. This is the Edmeades 2016. Is that 16? Is that correct? Yeah, 2016 Edmeades Zinfandel, Mendocino County. Edmeades, long-time Zinfandel producers, 1850. There you go. Turn that up a little bit so you can see it. All right. So Zinfandel is kind of considered the grape of the U.S. However, they've did a lot of research, and it is the same as Primitivo from Italy, and as Tribidrab, whatever, I can't even remember how to say it, from Croatia. The question is, did it come from Tribidrab? I think is what it. I'm probably screwing that up. Anyway. Did it come from Croatia to the U.S. or did it come from Italy to the U.S.? Well, they're not sure. But it has always been considered the grape of the U.S., Zinfandel. But it is actually equal to Primitivo and the grapes from Croatia. So anyway, let's see what we get on the nose with this Zinfandel. So a lot of currants and black raspberries. Yeah, I get a lot of currant notes. But there's a backdrop, kind of right behind all of that is the black raspberry. And just a pinch of red flower. Let's see what we get on the palate. So this is not a big jammy Zin. It has good texture, good tannins. A lot of people don't realize that about Zinfandel, because they can be tannic. This has some grippy tannins on the backside. Good dark currant fruits permeate the palate. A little bit of black raspberry kind of lingers underneath. A little bit of bark coming through on the backside. I say bark a lot. Maybe it's nice long finish, kind of bark, black currant, black raspberry hanging around. It's just a solid wine. It's not, amazingly complex. It's not big and jammy. You always have to be careful with Zin, I always think, during Thanksgiving, because, if you drink too much of it, you might get yourself in trouble, because this is like, what is this? Let me see here. It is 15.5 alcohol. So they're a little ramped up in the alcohol thing. This does not show it, which I like. Yeah. The tannins may be a little too strong for Thanksgiving, but I think it'll work. That stuffing and some of those, savory elements, the potatoes, sweet potatoes, that would work. But as a Zin, standalone Zin, whether it would work with Thanksgiving or not, I'm going to give this one a solid B. I think it's above average. It's got good structure, good weight. You could probably age it for a few years, couple of years anyway. Zin not necessarily built to age, but it will age. I like it. I'm going to go B. Edmeades gets a B. Let's move on. Very popular Zinfandel at the store. This is the 2017 Predator Old Vine Zin Lodi appellation. So this one was a Mendocino County. Now we have Lodi. Now Lodi is the spot for Zinfandel. A lot of people, when they come in the store, they want to see Lodi on the label. Warmer place. No, not everybody is on the same page on that one. Some people like the more restrained, like this one, Mendocino County. A little bit more, you know, a little bit more structure, sort of thing. But Predator Zinfandel, this rolls in at $19. Shot of the label. You can see that, hopefully. Okay, now, I didn't show the color on the last one, sorry about that. But anyway, fairly dark. You can see through it a little bit. I get a little bit of that kind of violet, really bright red violet sort of thing going on there. Let's see what we get on the nose. Now this has that jammy, like you just stuck your snaz into a jar of Smucker's jelly. Really, really ripe currants coming through on the nose. There's an interesting little side aroma I can't quite put my finger on. There's a little bit of a baking spice component coming through, which I really like. Trey Bush's shirt. Maiden Walla Walla. Oh, Iron Maiden. So baking spices and currants. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very popular, and I can tell you why. Now this is interesting. I had this about 5 years ago. I don't buy it all the time, but this has smoked ham hocks on the palate with the currants. I mean, smoky ham hocks. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're getting. I mean, it's like I just stuffed my mouth with some smoked ham hocks, you know, marinated in currant juice. Good balance. Nice weight, but not over the top. I'm not even going to look for the alcohol on this. The one, oh, there it is. Here we go. 15.9. Is that right? No, 15 straight up. 15% alcohol. Alan, I'm sorry I didn't look at him before. Alan's a good critic of mine. He really tries to help me with these episodes, and I really appreciate it. He's helping me to get thicker skin. So just that smoked ham hock, bright currants, in fact that smokiness just lingers, excuse me. Nice weight over the top. The spicy component hits on the back end just a little bit. I like this wine. Good balance. Nice juicy fruit, but still in check. It doesn't get goopy. It doesn't get smuckery. On the nose it smells that way. Smuckery, is that a word? I don't know. It is now on this program. Anyway, it doesn't get that Smucker's jam over the top flabby thing. It has good structure, good acidity, good balance. I like that smoke. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I'm going to go B+. B+. I think it's a little bit better than the Edmeans. A little more structure. Not more structure. A little more complexity. A little more interesting. I like it. I'm going to go B+. Let's move on. This has a cool label, by the way. I like this one. 2016 Zin-Phomaniac. There you go. Lodi Old Vine Zinfandel. This rolls in at $22. There you go. Cool picture. Like that. Give it a little rinse here. I didn't know what order to put these in, really. That smokiness on that Predator is just killing me. I love it. Kind of like a Syrah Zin, really. I know it doesn't have Syrah on it, but of course I don't think so. Okay, so Zin-Phomaniac. This has 14.5 alcohol, so lighter in the britches, as we say. Same exact color as the Predator. Has a kind of glint of bright red coming through, but it's dark, as you can see. Hopefully you can see. Put it up there. There you go. See what we get on the nose. Ooh. Ooh, this is different. Reminds me a little bit if you took clams, you boiled them, you know, you cooked them in water, and then you put them, splashed a little bit of currant juice and mushed up some bark and put it over the top. Kind of do that little kind of clam currant juice, and I get clam out of my wine a lot. I'm not sure why. There's currants in there coming through. A little challenge compared to the other two. Let's see what we get on the palate. Good acidity. This one does not have a lot of complexity. It's just straight up currants, front to finish. But very smooth. Nice seamless across the palate. But there's just not a lot going on. This is just plain old currants. Now, I think a lot of you would like it because you don't have to think about it. It's just really good. And I think this would really be good with Thanksgiving. It just has that nice smooth, softer tannins. Still has the acidity there, but it's just not super complex. I like it. It's delicious for sure. I like that about it. I just don't get a lot of things going on. It's just currants, maybe just a touch of tobacco, a little bit of white pepper on the backside, which I love in Zinfandel. That's one of my things. This is the first one that kind of really shows that white pepper. So that's a plus. Still across the palate, pretty basic, but I like it. I'm going to go B, just like the Ed Beans. I think it's a good Zinfandel. I think it would go well with milk, probably better than Ed Beans. But it's a very good Zin. I think, like I said, a lot of you will like it. I think it's a B Zin. Nothing wrong with it. Just lacks complexity. If this had a little bit more complexity, I'd be going up into the A- category, maybe. Okay, now we're going to move on to the 2016 Thurston Wolf Zinfandel Horse Heaven Hills Zephyr Ridge Vineyard. So vineyard specific, $18. Now there's not a lot of Zinfandel that comes out of Washington State. In fact, I think Thurston Wolf was probably one of the first people to do it. I know Porteous does it. There's a new one called City Limits, but you just don't find a lot of Zinfandel. They don't grow a lot of Zin in Washington. That might change over the years, you never know. But Thurston Wolf, very cool winery. They're coming up to do a tasting event with me next year, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see what we get on those. The most challenged of them, color here. Now this one's, almost identical on these. I mean, that kind of get that glinty kind of red color coming through, but dark. There's little glints of red through there. Kind of cool. These are very young, of course. This rolls in at 15.5, so a little higher octane. I think it's equal to the Predator. No, this is the highest of them all, I believe. Yeah. Okay. I mean, just faint currant notes. I mean, not a lot. Let's see what we get on the palate. Like I said, you watch. It's 15.5. I just get a little bit on the backside, but pretty good balance on this one. I like this one because it has currants, tobacco, white pepper, a little bit of dark cherry coming through, and then a little vanilla kick on the backside. So if you like vanilla, you get a little bit of a kick on the backside of the finish. That tobacco really hits right on the mid palate. And, I just encourage you when you drink wine, just give it a little bit of an air. That aeration really helps pop those flavors. So you're going to get more out of your wine. If you just get a kick in the palate, don't just pop it down your throat. Let it kind of aerate. And you just do a little practice at home. This is, it's so funny, we're going against Lodi and all that, but this is a really well-made Zin. That tobacco comes through big time on the finish, has a nice long finish, which I really like. It's a tough one. I like the Ham Hocks and the Predator, but I'm going to go A- on the Thurston Wolf Zin. I think it's a solid Zin. It has that white pepper, it has the currants, It has the tobacco. It has more complexity. I really like that in a Zinfandel. And I think this would be a great match with Thanksgiving as well. And it's only 18 bucks, 22 on the Zin-Phomaniac. I think these three would be your best bet if you like smoked ham hocks, you like that kind of flavor. This is a really good one there. And yeah, it means it's good. It's just, yeah, not up to the snuff of the other three. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch. I hope I'm helping you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate getting more and more subscribers. I love it. Thank you very much. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars.